Well, hello, good afternoon, and welcome along to Matchday Live here on Fox's Hub ahead of Leicester City's home game. They face Ipswich Town. These two clubs have had very similar fortunes, haven't they, in the past couple of seasons. They've both had a relatively slow start to this campaign, but let's hope that 4 points from Leicester's 2 away games this week will kickstart a really good December heading into the new year. Welcome along to the show with me, Dan Bates. Martyn, Waghorn and Matt Elliott are our two guests this afternoon as we preview the match this afternoon, which kicks off in just under half an hour's time. Martyn, we'll start with you because it's always great to have you on. Good to see you again. You were here for the Derby game. That went well from a Leicester point of view, so hopefully you can bring that good fortune again today.
Yeah, hopefully previous side of mine, but yeah, it's nice to be back. Good week so far for Leicester, so hopefully you can continue today against another good side.
Yeah, and it's good of you to turn up straight from the rave as well.
I was waiting on saying Matt. Cheers, pal.
Came through, got the split jeans
it's
and
the most
everything
Christmassy
going
I
on.
could get.
Come as you like, son.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you're a bit too familiar, isn't it?
I know, yeah. It's part of the furniture now.
Well, at least we can tell Ewan Roberts now, Matt, that it's not just him that gets stick. So every time Ewan comes in something fashionable, Matt, maybe that's the difference, isn't it?
That might be it, yeah. But at least I'm here to keep someone smart on the set.
You look well, Matt. You look well.
It's been if you just said Derby away followed by Bristol City away and then Ipswich at home, that's quite a tough week, Matt, isn't it? Obviously for any team in the division, let alone Leicester with the whole rivalry with Derby. But if you'd have said 4 points from the 2 away games heading into today, you'd have probably taken that, wouldn't you? And then let's hope that 3 today means it's a very good week.
Yeah, I just walking in today in the game, and one of the corridors, speaking to one of the ladies there who works on match days, and she was exactly the same. She travels home and away, and I said to her, how you feeling? Did you go to the game in the week? Expecting a bit of a negative response. She was like, 4 points out of 2, out of 6, out of 2 games, away from home, relatively tough opposition. Not that bad when you put it like that. There's been a bit, criticism, negativity, understandably on the back of second half performance in the week, but overall, and my response to her was, I like that take on that, but also today determines how good or bad that week is overall.
I agree. Yeah, in terms, we touched on it last Saturday, didn't we, in terms of you put a good week together in this league, it can catapult you up the table, and like you say, in hindsight, end of the season, you look, if you get a good result today, you turn 7 points, you'll be like, it's a difficult little period, but it's a good turnout in the end, so it's another big game today.
Huge game today. Let's get all of today's team news then. From a Leicester City point of view, again, just as it was in the week, it's very similar again. One change has been made by Martyn Cifuentes. I think everyone could probably have predicted that. It's the same 11 that played against Derby. The one change being Ricardo back in for Hamza Chowdhury. The reason I say it's easily predictable is because that tends to be the change, doesn't it, when there's a midweek game. Hamza Chowdhury comes in, Ricardo drops to the bench. Vice versa then for the weekend games. So it's Stolasic in goal, Ricardo, Vestergaard, Nelson and Thomas across the back 4. Skip and James, the midfield 2, with Fatawu, Decordover-Reid and Mavididi supporting Jordan Ayew. On the bench, it's Begovic, Fass, Chowdhury, Carranza, Daka, Page, Thomas, Aluko and Jake Evans. Again, a very young feel to that bench from a Leicester point of view. Matt, you were at Bristol City in the week, weren't you? So one change from that. Again, as we said, it's understandable, but are you happy to see pretty much the same starting 11, which is understandable considering how good the first 45 minutes was? Yeah,
people look at it and think, on the back of that second half performance, but you're right, exactly. Overall, I think that would be pretty much most people's selection at the moment. Quite significant that Winks is not in the frame, but that's for another day maybe. But what the major plus is Jordan James, isn't it? Like coming off at the time, sort of mysteriously midweek, weren't quite sure if it was an injury, tactical, whichever, or a tiredness. Seemingly it was precautionary, wasn't it? Yeah. For the injury, as the manager has explained, made sense, and for him to be fit, hopefully will pay dividends today, isn't it? Not playing that, 40 minutes or so on Wednesday night, but being able to hopefully play the whole game today and be effectual could be massive for Leicester.
Yeah, Yeah, I think obviously he's a massive bonus that he's fit. Everyone's a little bit concerned the situation around him, but he's a young lad. He's probably eager himself to get out back there. Like you know, it's like as a kid you want to play as much as you can. So great to see him out there. And like you say, with Ricky coming back at home, kind of a big game. I think it's a positive change, especially I think it gives you that little bit more dynamicy going forward on that side. They've obviously got a good relationship down the right. So yeah, I think it's a big plus. It's probably the team that we probably want to see at home. So yeah, it's a good lineup, and obviously we can build on the Derby game in the point midweek.
Yeah, because I think that's a fair point, Matt, isn't it? Particularly on that right-hand side. You can see there at the bottom of your screen, Abdul Fatawi, we know pretty much he's going to play week in, week out, isn't he, on the right? He's built up now, as Waggy said, that relationship with Ricardo on the right-hand side. And he almost seems to thrive, Abdul, with Ricardo behind him. Yeah,
I think so. Certainly it gives you an assurance, doesn't it, and a confidence. Knowing you have someone of Ricardo's quality behind you, when he gets forward, they are dynamic, as Waggy mentions there, but also in conjunction with Jordan James as well. I think they link up as a triangle at times. Deckard Over-Reed, who we've seen on the screen there, he comes into the equation as well. He uses his intelligence there to link up well, and Skip holds anchor, doesn't he? Really, pretty much, although he can make forays forward. They can work off each other. But, down that right-hand side, Leicester do operate well. But I think increasingly over recent games, they've done it on both sides of the pitch. Luke Thomas has got forward a little bit more than he has done in games a little while ago to support Mavididi. So it's not just from one particular area that Leicester can be potent, really, which at times has been the case. It's been predominantly just that right-hand side, but there's more variety to the play, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, Steffi Mavididi seems to have hit a little bit of form, hasn't he? Not necessarily just goal scoring. He got those couple of goals. I think it was 2 in 3, wasn't it? At Derby, he was influential as well.
Yeah, and I think that comes with like consistency. The team seems to start to get a little bit settled now. Everyone's getting full fitness. Bit of form's coming. You see he's going the back stick there. That just comes with playing games as well, and knowing what, like, obviously the lads are going to be doing, putting balls into areas, and confidence breeds good playing as well. So I think obviously the results will be helping. He's contributing a lot more goals now. He showed spells of it throughout the course of the season, what he can do and what he can offer. And I think it just comes to fruition, obviously just playing as well. And like you say, you got Luke Thomas behind you, backing it up. And if you on the other side, you've got Hamza and Ricky. The team's looking relatively settled. We just need the results to come and start flowing now, and hopefully that looks like it can be coming as well.
I think you see on that goal there, there's evidence that Leicester are getting more bodies in the box, and in that instance, Deckard Over-Reed, Leicester put balls in the box earlier in the season without real hope or expectation they're going to get on the end of it. Now there's 3-4 bodies in the box. Deckard Over-Reed making that run, pulled the full back towards him, which created the space for Mavididi. If it was just Mavididi on his own, the fullback gets a touch on that ball. So, just those little bits of movement.
And one good thing as well, obviously, when Joe drops deep, you've obviously got Bobby making the box, you've got Jordan James making the box, you've obviously got the following winger. Both sides, it just looks like using the intelligence a lot more now, and obviously the bodies in the box creates goals, creates a bit of controversy, like you say, against Derby, just created confusion. It just leads to opportunities and goals, so hopefully, plenty more of that.
Sustaining it is the issue.
It is,
well, speaking of goals, and Bobby Deckard Over-Reed, he's now got 2 in his last 2, of course, scoring against Derby and against Bristol City in the week. Let's take a look back at those goals that took place at Ashton Gate on Wednesday night.
Past the challenge of Twine there with the fake and the dummy, drawn the outstretched leg, gone over quite easily. These days, more often than not, that's given us a penalty.
Jordan Ayew up against Vitek, who bounces on his line. Ayew right footed, cool as you like. Little chip down the middle. And Leicester chasing back-to-back away wins. Lead at Ashton Gate. What composure from Jordan Ayew from the spot.
Not bad, that.
Fatawi, with a lovely little flick inside. Now goes on the outside and beats his man gorgeously. Fatawi pulls it back. Deckard Over-Reed scores. Doesn't celebrate against the club where it all began. But that was gorgeous wing play from Abdul Fatawi. He takes the plaudits. Deckard Over-Reed supplied the finish. And what a first half this is for Leicester. They're 2-0 up. Period here, Bristol City, one imagines, will throw everything at Leicester, and they've opened them up nicely here. Mehmeti's ball in, very good defending, and it's driven home anyway by Sykes, and Leicester unable to see off this early storm. Sykes has rattled it home. 50 seconds into the second period, it's game on now. It's not as comfortable as it was. 2-1. Put it out for a throw. Taken short though. Poked back by Armstrong. Now it comes in. It's a free header. It's in. Rees has equalised, and Leicester, having soaked up so much pressure, can't survive. 2-0 up at half time with 7.5 minutes left. We're now all square. 2-2.
Wow, huge blow for the Foxes. Regardless of what happens to the next 10 minutes or so.
Well, it's a bit of a cliche, isn't it? But it very much was a game of two halves, Matt,
Yeah.
on Wednesday evening. That's something that Bubba's referenced in the YouTube comments. Hello to you. He says, good morning. Good morning for him in America, of course. Need the 3 points today, especially after that second half against Bristol City. Zanka Cad also says, if Deco Overeed, Skip and James are on it today like they have been in recent weeks, there's a very good chance of the 3 points. Manifest Marketing PR says glad Ricky P is on the pitch to help steady the ship as well. So it was slightly frustrating how Wednesday went, Matt. Probably for you so even more because you were there and you saw it. It was really good in the first half, and you just thought if they could just be tight for 10 or 15 at the start of the second, and then 40 seconds into that second half, you're on the back foot there.
Yeah, it is frustrating and it's just sort of disappointing, slightly puzzling at times, but it's just football sometimes as well. I've heard since, and I was sure at the time, no one has thought, right, let's take the foot off the gas. We're 2-0 up, let's cruise it. It might have come across like that they weren't switched on enough, and perhaps there's an element of truth in that to a degree, but sometimes it just happens. Like the ball, it was cleared, wasn't it? Thomas, you went straight to one of their lads. And Sykes, who's made the run, he was playing like centre midfield. What he was doing in that position, I'm not quite sure. He's popped up from nowhere. It's fell into his path, and he's played. And then Vestergaard clears, and it just happened for Bristol City. Not making excuses, but they were never out of it. By the way, at 2-0, it was a well contested first half. It was just Leicester got the breaks, had slightly the upper hand. They did look good, the way they were cutting through the press. But Bristol City had their moments as well. They were never out of the fight. And
for me, it would be just the way that probably the two balls came into the box are probably just a little bit too easy.
There were things they could have done better.
There weren't two great crosses, but just the way you probably could have get down the line quicker as a defender. You just blocked the cross. The second cross wasn't a great ball in itself, but the 2 goals that we scored,
This one especially,
very good, very direct. And this is what you can see now from Abdul. He's a lot more direct. It's probably the backing from Ricky and Hamza just giving that license to go and be a bit free. But
ironically, I just said on commentary a couple of times, Hataru came up against 2/3 players. He tried to beat all 3 of them.
Yeah.
I was like, just pop it off.
Yeah.
And then,
he goes
lo and behold, 1 minute later, he goes, boom, knocks it round. I was like, right.
But that's what he's
okay,
capable of. It's like you say, it's frustrating because you think, right, this one, give it off, then go again, give and go, but then he'll go and do that.
And he did that. It was poor defending, to be fair, but that happens.
And a great finish by Bobby. And
clever play by Dick Overeed, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's probably the best example of the 2 goals. Obviously, the penalty aside, we know about that from Jordan Ayew, but actually Bobby Dackard Overeed now getting those back-to-back goals and similar-ish type first-time finishes, arriving in the box, making the right run.
Yeah, perfect. And this is what he's been so good for over a numerous amount of years now. Obviously, he's very clever. Picks up
Is that experience?
Experience, yeah. Obviously, knowing that you've got centre half mid of the goal, probably just dropping off, giving himself the half yard. Great first time finish. But he's done that, and like you say, hopefully he's slow start of the season for him, but now a couple of goals back to back, 3 games in a week. Hopefully he can add another one today, because great player and strikers feed off confidence, don't feed off goals. So.
And you see him organising out there on the pitch as well. Like Martyn says, he's an experienced player. Talented as well. He's had a inauspicious time really at Leicester, hasn't he? But this season, in that position where he is, I think that suits him best. Usually, he's got players behind him with a bit more energy, shall we say? But he sort of conserves his energy a little bit. But
we'll call it clever, Matt.
He's still busy enough, isn't he? Clever, No, that's probably a better way of describing it. Yeah. But he uses his nous, and between him and Ayew, they're.
That's where you hope their experience comes in handy for the.
You've got the
likes of
dynamism on
yeah,
the
you
outside,
have,
and
all
Jordan
starting
James
to play and
in
link
support.
and work together.
Hopefully, the theory is, it all complements each other accordingly.
I think when Aaron Ramsey came in, we sort of were quite excited, weren't we, with him in the 10 position. Then we did see then James going in there. But I think now this front four just seems a little bit more dynamic, doesn't it, with Bobby in that number 10 role. Let's hear from Marty though now, Matt, because we're going to turn our attention to the game today with Ipswich Town, and Marty Cifuentes has been looking at the opposition as well as praising their manager Kieran McKenna for the job he's done with them, particularly after a shaky start to this season.
Kieran McKenna has done a fantastic job there. Obviously, the fact that he has been working with many of those players for a long time, it creates a solid foundation and identity. They're a team that has clear patterns on the way they attack, with dangerous players on the wings, with different options on the striker position, but a team that definitely can accelerate well, that can attack on the counter as well really well. I think defensively they are finding the rhythm as well in terms of how they want to go from mid to high press, how they want to recover to then have the option to go on counter. So it's a good team, a complete team, and it's quite clear to see that perhaps in the beginning of the season they were not picking the results, but still creating a lot of chances, and now they are in this rhythm. So we need to have a good game, and I'm sure that tomorrow in front of our fans we can do it.
That was manager Marty Cifuentes, of course, previewing this game with Ipswich this afternoon, which is now just over 10 minutes away from kickoff. You're following all of this action with us here on Fox's Hub. There's plenty more available for you today, whether you want to watch the game or listen to the game, depending where you are. Pretty much everywhere other than the UK can watch the game with us on Fox's Hub. The best way to do that is by getting your Game Pass. Now, the best option for you now really is to get the international half-season pass. If you haven't already got the full season pass, you can get the half-season pass now. That's just £90, and that will do you for the rest of the season, including today's game, of course. If not, and particularly if you're here in the UK, then you can listen to all of the action. There are Listen Live monthly passes available for just under £5 a month. So there are your options with us today. As ever, there's a number of different prizes available for you in certain different areas. You can win a pair of Jakub Stolarczyk signed match-worn gloves. That's available to 2025-26 members and season ticket holders. You can become a member on LCFC's app there to win those. Also on the app is Filbert's Present Hunt. This is live until Monday, so a really good one if you've got kids to get involved with this. You can help Filbert find his presents here at King Power Stadium and across the whole city as well. All you need to do is download the LCFC app to find out more information on that. Back to the football then, Waggy. We heard from Marty Cifuentes there talking about Ipswich. They've got a great squad, haven't they? I think even with their relatively slow start to the season, you probably looked at the team that they had and thought, they'll come good.
Yeah, obviously they've got a vast amount of experience for this league as well, the lads that they brought in last year. Obviously disappointing for them. But coming down just takes a little bit of time to get going again. But the squad speaks for itself. The boys that they got on the bench available to come on and change the games for them. So yeah, I think they'd be disappointed with how they I don't say they underperformed last year, but they probably didn't showcase how good they probably could be at times. But yeah, this year it just takes a bit of time, a bit like Leicester, just takes a bit of adjustment and stuff. So yeah, the squad speaks for itself. Just hopefully they don't start going today.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good test, isn't it? I mentioned that in the week against Bristol City, how that second half pans out probably give us a bit of an indication where Leicester are right now, and I think as it ended up, it's probably about right. It's a bit of a mix from Leicester, isn't it? But today, up against Ipswich, one of, if not the form team at the moment. I think the second highest goal scorers, certainly in terms of goal difference, plus 15, I think it is, which is way above most other teams. They've got that firepower, and as Waggy mentioned there, they've got the experience, etc., and the know-how. Good test for Leicester, but one, their fancy, it's a good game, isn't it? It's a good game to come and watch.
Yeah. From a Leicester point of view, Waggy, I often hear from supporters when they're talking, they say, why can't we do what we did in the first half against Bristol City for
Yeah.
the full 90 minutes. There have been a number of times this season where we've either seen a really good second half or a really good first half. How is that bridge, do you think, and how do you put that together into a full performance?
Yeah, it's very difficult, and obviously no one's probably got the right answer for it. As fans, you'd probably be like, why can't we do this? But that just comes with game understanding, game management, and like you say, we aren't blessed with the strength and depth that most of the clubs at the top probably want, but it just takes just time. Obviously, you want your consistency first and foremost from your starting 11, and then obviously you can drip feed your players in. But yeah, it's probably what we're missing. It is frustrating because we show spells either in little pockets of games or first half or second half, and it is a magic formula, because if you can start putting all that together, that's when you get like your runs of performances and games. Just you course through games and you just know how to win matches essentially. So yeah, it is frustrating. I'm sure the manager's trying to do stuff off the field with the lads to try and get that. So yeah, it is a magic formula, but that just comes with time and using your knowledge of players to get you through matches.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's many teams really that dominate from start to finish, do they?
Not this league at the minute. You see how
certainly
wide
not
open
in
it
this
is.
league.
Yeah.
In a lot of leagues, really, that you have phases or stroke moments or periods in games where you have to be good enough to capitalise.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do, and when you don't, and your team, the opposition team, gets their turn in the game, and then
you just got to ride it out, and you've got to manage
margins,
it.
Isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Really. But it is something that needs addressing. I mean, there have been a couple earlier in the season, even more drastic than Bristol City, really. Because I understand it a little bit. Bristol City conceding early, not the wind out of Leicester's sails a bit, didn't it? And obviously they got their tails up, and the crowd was behind them, etc. And all of a sudden it was an uphill task. And I think, despite what some people say, I thought Leicester were quite determined in their display, really. I didn't think they played very well second half, but they tried to dig in and hang there and resist. But a couple of times early in the season, like for Portsmouth, for instance, they were excellent second half, didn't turn up. That was inexplicable, but hopefully we'll see a more complete performance today.
Hopefully so. Thank you to Matt and to Waggy for their company here pre-match. We won't have Waggy at half-time. That's because he's been replaced by someone much better. The man behind him on the screen there, Mark Selby, the jester from Leicester, fresh off winning the UK Championship in the snooker last week, will be with us live at half-time, so it'll be great to speak to him. He's been pitchside pre-match this afternoon, so we'll hear from him, and we'll have you at full-time, Waggy.
Can you describe better?
Yeah.
What do you mean by
what's all
better?
that about?
Well, we'll describe that one off there, don't worry.
Better dressed.
Better dressed.
This is going up for sale, by the way.
Thank you very much, guys. Right, let's hand you over to our commentary team. Jerry Taggart is alongside Charlie McGuinness. Before we go to them, here's a little explainer of what is available to you today on Fox's Hub.
If you are watching on lcfc.com, just sit back and relax. If you are watching on social media, the live stream will finish shortly. If you want to continue enjoying our coverage, you'll need to head over to lcfc.com/Fox's Hub and purchase one of our game passes. If you are watching in a territory where the game isn't live on TV, you'll be able to watch a live video stream on Fox's Hub. Please visit lcfc.com/territories to check. If you can't find your location, live audio commentary is still available. You'll need to have an lcfc.com account before you purchase your Game Pass. If you already have one, please sign in and select your product at lcfc.com/Fox's Hub. Select the Buy button and you'll be taken to the payment page. Once you've followed the simple payment steps, press Continue at the bottom of the screen and you'll be taken to the Fox's Hub homepage. If you purchased a video pass, please select Watch Live from the Fox's Hub drop-down menu. If you purchased a Listen Live pass, please select Listen Live. If you purchased a seasonal or monthly video pass and the game is not being shown in your territory, please select Listen Live. If you are having a payment or technical issue, please email Leicester TV Support at streamamg.com. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the match.